All right, I got a bit of a planning time snack here. So here are some little bunny-shaped Sour Patch Kids that I got from my friend Elizabeth as a Valentine's Day gift. Although you might know Elizabeth as your planning mentor. If you don't, then you should definitely check out her channel. But this week for me, I'm going to be planning the week of August 15th through August 21st, 2022, using this kit called Mother's Day from Lily and Meeko Designs. I think I got this kind of a while ago. It's designed to be a Mother's Day kit, but it goes pretty well with this whole like yellow, pink, orange kind of summery vibe that I'm going with for my August of 2022 spreads. There is some green in there, which I'm not a huge fan of, but luckily, even though this kit is called Mother's Day and it would be the perfect kit for Mother's Day, it's not super specific to Mother's Day. So you might have noticed a little bit of a change in my 2022 planner here if you watched my other 2022 videos where I'm kind of putting together this planner. I did end up having to move it over to expander discs. It originally was on classic size, but there just wasn't any way that it was going to be able to stay on the classic size. So I did make the decision to switch over to expander discs, which was like, I don't know. I was like freaking out about it. But it is what it is. I don't know why I make such a big deal about those kinds of things. But okay, so starting out this plan with me, kind of like I do with basically every other plan with me, I am going through with whiteout to cover up any of the big bold lines that I'm going to need to cover with stickers, just because I don't want them to show through and kind of ruin the design of the stickers. It's funny because I was actually just talking to some of my coworkers the other day about preferred whiteout methods. So for this kind of thing, I do prefer like the whiteout tape stuff. But typically in my more functional planning, I do like the like whiteout pen things. And then I have a coworker who prefers to use the good old like bottle with the brush sort of situation. So if you are also a user of whiteout, I'm curious, what is your preferred method of getting whiteout on paper? Or do you actually not need whiteout? And if that's the case, tell me what that's like, because that is just like a totally foreign experience to me. All right. So anyway, so with this plan with me, I did start with the sidebar, which I didn't want to do, but I did it. So here I'm just putting together one of those like box extender flappy things. I think I'm starting to really get into my groove with making them. The process is taking me a lot less time. The only problem is that the paper that I'm using for this particular plan with me is some leftover Avery removable sticker paper, and I wish that I had used the not so removable kind, but that's okay. But after putting down that little work section, I did remember that I do prefer to start out with kind of a base first before I do anything, even the sidebar. So I did go ahead and kind of drop what I was doing with the sidebar and move into the bottom washi and my date headers. So whoopsie. Oh well, I guess it really doesn't make that big of a difference. As long as I get the bottom washi down before the rest of the stickers for the week, it doesn't really matter. But just like an OCD thing, it really bothers me if I do things in a different order when it comes to plan with me's, especially something like putting down the base first. So, oh well, I just have that like little random flappy sticker just hanging out on the sidebar while I go through and get this bottom washi down. I honestly don't remember how old this kit is or how long ago I got it, so I don't know if it's still available, but it is really pretty, and it's definitely giving me those like banana split flavor vibes like some of the other kits that I've been using to decorate my August 2022 spread so far. I still haven't figured out why this color combination makes me hungry. At least the green is in there to kind of break up the pattern, but I don't know. I still really like the pink, orange, and yellow though, even though it makes me hungry. And there isn't so much green in this kit that it it's like a green kit, so luckily it's just like an accenty color, because I think I mentioned before that green is like my least favorite color. I don't hate it, but like if I were to rank all the colors of the rainbow, green would definitely be the bottom. I'm going in again and doing what I did last week, where I put the dates down on the stickers before I put the date stickers on the paper. I still haven't decided if it makes any difference to do it that way or to put the date headers down and then put the numbers down, but I don't know. It worked last time, so I guess I might as well do it again. I have these leftover date dot stickers from previous kits, so they're kind of just like a hodgepodge of all different kinds of formats and fonts and stuff. I don't know where any of them came from because they're just like on this removable sticker page at this point. So I don't know where these numbers came from, but I am very grateful to have them. And I'm going to be really sad when I run out of date dots, because I truly hate how my handwriting looks when I write numbers. So hopefully in the not so distant future, I'm going to be using a kit that has dates in the kit. I know that is kind of fading away. There aren't as many kits with the numbers in there anymore, I feel like, but when they are in there, I appreciate them because it's usually like a whole month's worth of numbers so that you can use them for any week during that month, but you only need 7 date dots at a time, so I like to keep all the extras. But now it is time to get back to the sidebar. So I am going to add a little like to-do checklist, which I know doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to put a to-do list on like a memory keeping spread for a past week that's already happened, but it is kind of fun sometimes to look back on previous weeks and see, like what were my priorities during that time frame? What were the things that I was trying to get done? Sometimes it's funny to like go back and see, I keep seeing like the same things showing up on my to-do list over and over again for a few weeks until I can finally check them off. And it's like, oh yeah, that's probably something that I was having trouble getting motivation for. And then it must have felt nice to get that done eventually after so many weeks. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. I don't know if anybody else likes to keep track of those things. But then, of course, I add as many habit trackers as I possibly can to my sidebar. Minerva does approve of my habit tracker sticker lists, or at least I think she does. I'm pretty sure that's what she's trying to communicate here, as she's getting in my way, but it's fine. So I do have this cute little Assumption of Mary sticker that I used from Blue Scooter Press. And then this Monday morning, I was supposed to work out, but I really wasn't feeling that well. So I am going to mark that I was feeling unwell using this little like sad sticker from Suki and Lala. So I actually ended up not working out that morning, but I did want to show I at least had a workout scheduled, and then I'll go ahead and cancel that later. I got a couple Amazon packages that day, which usually tend to make me feel a little bit better. So hopefully that cheered me up a bit. I was up late that evening, so I was having some trouble sleeping. Seems like I was just having a really hard time like with my energy levels that day. So I did DoorDash Chipotle for dinner. Probably just wasn't feeling up to cooking. I don't know. It's been a couple of years since August of 2022, so I don't really remember what I was feeling, but I'm going off of some old notes and an old planner here. So seems like I just wasn't feeling super great. And then on Tuesday, I was supposed to have a virtual counseling appointment that morning, but I actually overslept. And those appointments are at 9, so I must have been having a rough morning if I slept through an alarm for a 9 o'clock virtual appointment. And then I did another DoorDash and got some McDonald's, and then I was having another rough day. I used this little anger sticker from Pretty Sheepy. I was having some internet trouble that day, which affects my work. I wasn't necessarily angry, just more frustrated, but I really wanted to use that anger inside out sticker, so Speaking of Disney, though, so that evening I did start Obi-Wan, which I guess is fun, on Disney Plus. So I have that cute little Disney Plus sticker from Planner Pixie Co. And then I use a Stick with the Plan Co. Sticker to show that I was struggling with insomnia that evening. Now, was I struggling with insomnia and that's why I watched Obi-Wan? Or did I watch Obi-Wan and that made it hard for me to sleep? I don't know. I also had pizza that night. I got Papa John's, I think. So I did use a little Planneresque sticker to indicate my pizza. Overall, not a great start food-wise to my week, but that tends to happen when I'm not doing super great mental health-wise. Wednesday was garbage day, so I like to indicate that in there, mostly just because there's a lot of cute little trash can stickers that are always floating around, so I might as well use them. Luckily, I did make it to my workout that morning, so I marked it with this cute little dumbbell from It's a Hoot, and then I got some gas on the way home, and then I actually had a pretty great meeting that morning, so I marked it with like this little flappy thing so I could journal a bit on that day. But it was a work meeting to discuss me changing job positions and moving over to a team that I was really excited about. And I did have a little character freebie from Joy of Planning that I was able to use. That night, though, I was back to not feeling super great. I did a lot of crying, apparently. Don't really know everything that was going on, but I had some notes that it was definitely an up and down kind of day for me. So I used this little emotional AF script sticker that I've had for a while. Don't really remember where I got it. And then a freebie little crying emoji thing. And it looks like I actually got Chipotle again that evening. So big Chipotle week for me apparently. And then I did pick up a Walmart grocery order. Don't know why I didn't eat that instead of the Chipotle, but it must have just been one of those days. I did make sesame soy pork bowls for lunch though, so I was able to mark that with a little character sticker from Stick with the Planner Co. Looks like I just didn't have enough room for a full box on that Wednesday. By Thursday, I was pretty emotionally and physically spent. I was supposed to have kind of like a laundry day, so I have this cute, huge laundry, like pile of laundry sticker from Pumpkin Paper Co. that I used to mark my attempt at a laundry day, although it didn't end up happening, as we'll see later. But I had a meeting at work that day, just kind of a regular routine weekly meeting, and that was kind of it for the day. I feel like I probably should have done more, or I felt like I should have done more at the time, but I ended up not really doing anything else for the rest of the day. So I just marked it with this little Taking a Mental Health Day script sticker from Little Paper Prints and a little Stick with the Plan Co. character in a blanket. And that bottom banner that said hashtag not adulting is from Paper Focus. I was going to put like a whole like big epic fail thing at the bottom, but I don't know. I think sometimes we should give ourselves some grace when we're having a not great time, and it's okay to just kind of let yourself breathe through the day and kind of take it easy. So, hashtag not adulting, taking a mental health day. Friday, things were starting to get back to normal, so I had a workout, and I did stop for Dunkin' on the way home, so must have been feeling a little bit better. And then I did DoorDash some Arby's because I was still DoorDashing quite a bit in my life at this time, apparently, especially when I was having a not so great week. And I finished up the day binging Only Murders in the Building Season 2 on Hulu. If any of you out there watch Only Murders in the Building, let me know. I want to talk about it. I feel like nobody else that I know watches that show, and I love it so much, and I don't have anybody to talk about it with. And I actually did kind of make dinner that evening. I made hamburger helper, which is not the most complicated or elaborate meal, but it does show that I was preparing food for myself instead of just ordering in, so that's a step in the right direction, I guess. And I did also get groceries that evening. I tend to kind of, I don't know, sometimes I'm like, ooh, I just got groceries, I have all this food that I can make. And then sometimes I'm like, oh, I just spent all this time getting groceries, I don't want to make food. Let's do something easy. Saturday morning, more takeout though, unfortunately. So I did get McDonald's for breakfast. And then I did get my HelloFresh delivery for the week, so I marked that with a HelloFresh sticker from the sticker party and a little delivery script sticker from Stick It Pretty. And then I just kind of went for a drive for the day, just to kind of clear my head for a little bit. So for both actually full boxes for this weekend, I made little like flappy card things, kind of like a journaling card, just to kind of process through some of my feelings that I was having throughout that week, and some additional journal entries that I had in my journal and planner. I'm going to kind of transfer them into here. Sunday was the feast of Pope St. Pius X, and then I was kind of running out of stickers and space, but I had church and gas that morning. Just some extra stickers laying around. I don't really know where they came from, although I do know that Pope Pius or Pope St. Pius X sticker did come from Blue Scooter Press. But I actually did do some more driving on Sunday, so I grabbed breakfast on the road at Burger King, which I marked with that cute little breakfast sandwich sticker from Scribble Co. And then I have this road trip sticker from Little Red Prince. I actually drove to Cincinnati that day, which was kind of a long story. So I probably shouldn't have driven so much the day before and then also on this day. But last minute, my friend invited me to a 21 Pilots concert. I'm not like a 21 Pilots fan, but I was in the mood for a drive. And I love my friend, so I'm like, sure, I'll drive the 4 hours that it takes me to get to Cincinnati. I'll just stop for some snacks on the way there, like you see in this picture here. Man, I still remember that Slurpee, like 2 years later? It was like peach flavored. It was so good. Like I literally took a picture of myself with this Slurpee because I was like, this is delicious. I have to remember this. So, okay, I'm gonna fill out the rest of the spread. Ta-da! This is what it looks like with the stickers. I'm gonna use this like gold colored Papermate Inkjoy gel pen to just kind of go through and fill this out. But anyway, okay, so the concert though. So I didn't know this going in, but like 21 Pilots concerts are intense to get into, apparently, or at least they were at the time. You had to stand in line to get a wristband, and then with the wristband, you got a number for your group in line so that you could stand in line to get a ticket. So you had to do a line to get into a line to then to get the ticket to then wait in line to go inside. So I missed the wristband moment because I drove for hours, but so I missed the wristband, so I ended up not being able to get into the line so I wasn't able to actually attend the concert anyway, which I guess isn't the worst thing in the world. Like I said, I'm not a huge 21 Pilots fan anyways, not that I have anything against them, just not my thing. But because it's like a whole day of waiting in line, I just spent the day with one of my best friends, and just kind of hung out with her in line with some snacks and just chilled out for a little while. So it wasn't a complete waste of the day. Like I still spent like a full day with a very good friend of mine. It just didn't end in a concert, like we originally anticipated. So she was able to go, just not me. So it's fine. I was able to go home and get to bed on time, so can't complain. Neither can Minerva. She's never too far away. Also, I don't know what happened with that pizza sticker. It was totally fine. Like we all saw it, right? The pizza sticker was fine when I put it down. And then now like half of it is missing, and it's one of those like clear stickers. So I didn't want to peel it up because it doesn't peel up as well. And then if there's something weird going on with the ink, I don't know. I just left it as is, but we all know that's pizza, right? Yeah, it's fine. I'm really happy with how this spread turned out though, and I really like the color of this pen with the spread. It's not a color that I typically reach for, but I'm definitely glad I'm getting back to like the colorful pens in my spread. For July, I used a lot of black ink, which is not very typical for me, but for my July spreads, I was using a lot of black accent colors. So black ink made sense for those spreads, but I'm definitely appreciating and enjoying being able to dive a little bit deeper into my colorful collection of pens with these August 2022 spreads. So if you're interested in seeing some of the other August 2022 spreads that I've done so far, definitely check those out if you haven't already. And if you have watched those videos or any of my other videos, or even this video, thank you so, so much. I can't tell you how much it means to me that you have taken time out of your day just to sit down and watch me kind of dive into my planning obsessions. So, thank you. And I hope that you like how the spread turned out. I certainly do. And I hope that I can plan on you watching my next video. Bye.